Good evening. So, the Wicked Witch did not take the stand today, but I'm going to show you why she did not take the stand. I'm going to put up a couple of links with this video, and please watch both of them. Sidebar transcripts from last Friday were released to the media earlier, and apparently, since Cindy opened the door about stolen money and stuff on the witness stand, uh, that would have meant the prosecution could have brought all that up in cross-examination and rebuttal, if Casey would have testified. Casey apparently stole hundreds of checks and forged them from her mother, Cindy. And they've got the proof, and they were going to bring it up. And the video that's been showing on the internet of Casey like in a rage where she's pointing like she's saying something about an idiot, she's looking at Linda, prosecution attorney. I knew she was. I called that last week. I thought I heard something. I said that Friday. I said, she's not looking at Baez. I said, she is looking at Linda. I said, you can clearly see Linda walk by. But she just didn't want her attorneys to see her having that sort of a rage, which is why, as soon as Baez turned around and looked, she kind of like freezes up, puts her hand down on her like, oh shit, I'm caught. But anyway, that's who she was angry at and having the outburst, and that's what prompted them to ask for the competency hearing. So like I said, I'm going to post the two links, one for the video that's here on YouTube showing her angered outburst, and then I'll post a link to the video from the Orlando media where they're reading that part of the sidebar transcript from last Friday. And they could not release them until the defense closed their case in the event that she did testify. That's what I think they say in the video, why they didn't release them before now. It's not looking good for her at all. I just don't understand something. She stole hundreds of checks from her mother. That's hundreds of counts of theft of checks, forgery, which forgery is felony. I think a first-degree felony. I think it would be first and second. There's two different kinds, whereas if you actually fill out the check and sign someone else's name, and then it's theft of the checks and all that. If her mother would have pressed charges on her for all that, Kaylee would still be here right now. And I don't know if this is something that eats at her mother, and she has guilt about that and blames herself. I mean, I don't know. I don't live inside the woman's head, and if this has anything to do with her trying so hard to cover up for her daughter, because she doesn't want to lose her too. But if her mom would have pressed charges with that many damn counts of stolen checks and forgery, she would have received a pretty lengthy prison sentence, and they'd still have little Kaylee. They'd be raising her, which hell, they were doing that anyway. So anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna post those two links. Watch them. Tell me what you think. I'm pretty positive that it was Linda, the prosecutor, that she was angry at, and not Mason or Baez. So I called it last week in group chat. I said, she's not looking at Baez or Mason. I said, she's looking at Linda. I said, you watch that video again, you will see Linda walk by. And she was looking in that direction. But anyway, we'll get to see rebuttals tomorrow, and hopefully that they'll turn this case over to the jury. Probably, I think the way Judge Perry talked, that if they had to, that they would go Sunday. If they don't get their closing arguments, which if they do rebuttals all day tomorrow, then I would think that they would take all day Saturday to do their closing arguments, because from what I'm reading, they're saying it's going to take a full day to get the closing arguments in. So maybe the jury will get the case Saturday evening. I don't know if they're going to deliberate all night, what's going to be the deal. I know there's been cases where juries have come in at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I think it's just all up to the jury if they want to hurry up and deliberate and get a verdict, because I'm pretty sure that these people want to go home. The 4th of July is Monday. They thought that they would be gone by now. I know one of the jurors has a trip to London that's already planned, I think for the 7th. So I can feel for them. Can you imagine, being sequestered like that? What has it been, like 5 weeks now? And that's got to be rough for their $15 or $20 a day that they get. But okay, gonna go. Everyone have a good night, and use more updates later. Bye now. See you later.